Fancy a day's fishing? Come on, let's go. An upgrade this year, we've got an out haul. Excellent. Okay, we're going out to have a look at some deeper wrecks today, see what we can find. A little bit lumpy, but not too bad. It's a lovely day out here, nice and sunny. There is a bit of a swell going on. It's a lazy swell. We're on neap tides today. We're actually quite a long way off now. We're about 10 miles off, probably in about 70-80 meters of water. It's the first drop on our wreck here. I'm just a little bit uptide of it, so we should drift back over it. Fishing with a trace of 5, I think, gummy worms. I've got some bait. It's a little tiny whiting. Poor little guy.
Foul hook like this, we'll have to use it as bait.
We're in again. Do you reckon you kissed on the wreck then, did you?
Something took me into the wreck.
Oh, Mr. Pouting.
Do you see these as a junk fish? They're pretty undesirable, I will agree. But it is a white fish, similar to the cod, pollock, whiting, that kind of family. However, this fish here, according to River Cottage guys, is actually pretty good eating, as long as it's eaten fresh. It's cod's underrated little cousin. It's very fast growing, and there's plenty of them, so it's actually quite a sustainable eating fish. Bringing fish up from 17 meters plus takes time. It also requires quite a bit of line.
Yeah, I think so.
We're just discussing losing gear to the wreck there. One of the problems with losing gear to the wreck is you can lose a lot of line, so you can end up with a reel with hardly any line on it. I expect you already do, but it can be a good idea to carry a spare reel loaded with line, especially when fishing these deeper wrecks.
Another pouting.
Check out the bubble of air around the fish's eye. This is barotrauma from bringing it up from depth. For those of you used to fishing deeper water, you'll definitely have seen that before. Some fish are more prone to it than others.
In again. Probably another pouting.
Okay, so I said the pouting's pretty tasty fish. Well, yeah, still pretty undesirable. I mean, we can fill a box of them here just to help cover the fuel, maybe, or use them as pot bait. Not a great fish to be catching, to be honest with you. From a commercial point of view, it doesn't make a lot of money on the UK market because the UK people who buy fish don't want it. It's an unknown fish, really.
Another one.
Boring. Yeah, I know, pouting are a bit boring, so I won't bore the socks off you, and we're going to move on. I switched from using these gummy worms into using a lure, an eel.
Try one of these sidewinders, using a boom to keep it away from the weight.
But if you're catching pouting, at least you know the wreck has some life on it.
Rock and roll. Quite a weight on it, isn't it? We've got to make some more leads up, I think.
We're kind of running a bit short of the smaller, more useful leads on this trip, and so we're kind of resorting to just digging around in the box and taking out the heavier leads. I make my own fishing weights. I buy offcuts of lead from a local roofer. We melt them down and I cast them using a mould. I wouldn't recommend this to anyone who's not done it before. It can be quite dangerous, it can be explosive even if there's any water on the lead at all, so the lead has to be bone dry. I'm sure there's probably somebody out there who's got a story of lead exploding out of the melting pot all over the place. Hopefully not a bad story where they got too badly burnt or anything, but yeah, it does happen. Feel free to let me know in the comments if this has ever happened or you know someone else it's happened to. You also need to wear the correct PPE. Very toxic stuff, lead. That said, it's a lot cheaper making my own leads, especially as we go through quite a few of them. The heavy leads are useful for getting down quick to the wreck, but you can't really feel what you're doing with them as much as the smaller leads.
I quite fancy braid, but I just don't know if I trust it as much.
I think you stay on top of it. It's like you want to buy it in bulk, you know, in your garage or something, have a massive drum of it, just ready to go, and you can just sit there, spool the rod up, mate, no problem. I always do it with a pencil between my toes, which I'm doing with it.
It's not so good, is it?
No, if you make it easy, you can keep on top of it.
I mean, you can feel what's
slow pitch jigging, you want it, yeah?
You can feel what's going on with braid quite nicely. But yeah, like you said, if you're jigging or something really connected to the fish, like you look.
If you're running 4 feathers, like with a big drop rate, there's no point, is there?
Yeah. It's still pretty heavy as well, but sometimes the weight's just big. No, it's got to be a fish. No fighting it though. We caught each other again. You in? We're waiting. Oh no, he's a fish, sure. Whoops.
Yeah. Yep, that's a whoops because Pollock are off limits at the minute. This one will have to be bycatch.
It's a beauty fish.
It's a shame we can't target these because there's probably quite a few of them down there. A little bit more of the backstory with the Pollock there. So the MMO are in charge of our quotas and how much we can catch of each species, and they've got a no catch limit on Pollock at the minute because I guess it's a sustainability issue. Maybe the stock levels are low and therefore they're giving the species a chance to recover, really. MMO standing for the Marine Management Organisation there. Guess we'll have to consider eating these instead. That said, there is a small allowable limit of bycatch with the Pollock during this no take on Pollock time, but it's not a species that I'm going to be targeting at the moment. Going to try a bit of bait fishing now. Going to use the little whiting as bait that we snagged earlier, and a bit of mackerel and things that we've got.
Bait robbing thief! Little doggy.
Not the most exciting days fishing, just pouting really. That's it. Bit of wreck fishing. If you enjoyed my videos, please give me a thumbs up. It lets me know that you like them, and subscribe if you'd like to.